Right, colour lesson 2. Now this is about mixing your primary colours of light to get your secondary colours of light, and you need to know which ones make which, basically. So first of all, I'll just tell you which ones make which. Now red and green, where can you see there? Red plus green gives you yellow. Red plus blue gives you magenta, and green plus blue gives you cyan. Hopefully you'll be making notes in your book of this, but what I do want you to do in your books, and I'll write this as an instruction as well, is it's a Venn diagram of colours, basically. Now do this in pencil, please, because the amount of times students do this in fact do it in pencil, but they have to rub it out several times because they just find it hard getting the proportions right. I suggest you do it with a compass or something that you can trace around that's round. I'm obviously going to be lazy like I normally am, and I'm just going to skip to the rough version of it, but don't copy me by all means. I had to do it with a compass and things when I was your age. You can be lazy like me when you're older. I'm joking, you can't. But anyway, so Venn diagram. Make sure it's big enough in your book. Obviously, from watching me do it, you'll be able to see just how big you need it. There we go. And there we go. Now it doesn't really matter if you put, as long as you've got 3 overlapping in the right way, it doesn't matter if I'd drawn this last circle up here instead, it doesn't really matter. Now I personally am going to do red in this one, blue in this one, and I've forgotten my colours, green, but yeah, and green in that one. So blue and green, what do they mix? What colour do they form when they are mixed? Well, if we have a look at here, green and blue gives you cyan. So here, because it's the circles, or it's the section that's overlapped by both green and blue, is going to be cyan. Red and blue makes magenta. Oh, I've moved it anyway, sorry. Red and blue makes magenta. So this is the section where it's red and blue overlapping. See, even I've not really done it that well, and I've had to write it sideways, so that's magenta. And then finally red and green makes yellow, and that's this section here. But we've got one section missing. So just have a think about what I said maybe at the very beginning of the last video, so lesson 1 on colour. I talked about white light, didn't I? And I said it was made up of all the different colours in the spectrum. So that means if I mix my 3 primary colours together, I should get white. And that sounds really bizarre, I know. In fact, it sounds bizarre that if I mix red and green, I would get yellow. I think that sounds quite weird as well. And this is the perfect time where, if we were in the classroom, I'd actually be able to show you. We've got some nice equipment that shines these 3 colours, red, blue and green, and I can overlap them, and you can actually see that I'm not making this up. And you can see that when I overlap all 3 of them, it actually gives you white light, which is really, really quite strange. Obviously, the same does not happen in art if you had coloured pencils. So don't bother trying to mix red, blue and green pencils, because that will not give you white light. So for the last one then, we can write red plus green plus blue gives you white. Oh, keep putting it off the screen. Gives you white light, and that's it for lesson 2.